tell you another story. Sort of a funny story, sort of sad story. I don't know which one it is. Probably a little both. Um, Happened in Florida. Oh, cool thing. This here is old Forest Road 255. It's going that way. You see the old ruts and around where it used to be a road. And this is where it crosses Newbliet Creek, going that way. The Forest Road has been discontinued for many years, to the point where you can't even get a vehicle back here anymore. I mean, I had to walk back here, and there's no way to drive any kind of vehicle back here. Maybe a dirt bike or maybe a four wheeler. But yeah, there's no way to physically get back here because it's just way overgrown. Yeah, like that's there. Yeah, there's no way to get up in there in the vehicle with the vehicle. Anyway, about Newbliet Creek. So, like right now, I'm heading back to my Jeep right now to get something to drink. Maybe I head home. I might do some little forest road trails. I can find some that's drivable. Anyway, so back when I lived in Florida, I did little odd jobs here and there. And one of my odd jobs was I was a maintenance man at a little townhome condominium looking thing. And it wasn't apartments because people owned this, individually owned these things. So anyway, one of the I was one of the maintenance men. I was like two other maintenance guys, and we had a large population of ducks that always laying eggs. And if I find a duck that laid eggs fresh, I'll go ahead and take those, bring them home, and the duck eggs are pretty good. We fry them up and everything, pretty good. Anyway, I mean, a lot of times the other maintenance guys, they'll see I find a duck nest, and they'll break the eggs because we had just so many ducks out there pooping on the ground and just everywhere. Or sometimes they had a pool, and sometimes they would come out there and a whole bunch of ducks be in the pool, swimming around for whatever reason. We had to go out there and clean the pavement and everything, and try to clean up the water because they'd be pooping in the water. Anyway, so we had a lot of ducks out there. And so back in those days, my first wife, we had a little house on what was it, Summit Boulevard, something like that? Yeah, Summit. Little 2-bedroom house, and my sister-in-law, my wife's sister, and a little son, Blake. They stayed with us, and so I found this little baby duck. I want to take this. I want to catch this duck, bring it home. If I don't, the maintenance guy is gonna kill it. I mean, that's just how. That was what they were doing. So I got some saltine crackers, I think it was, and I was able to lure this duck close enough to grab it. And so I grabbed this duck, little baby duck, took it home with me, and I guess how baby ducks are, baby animals are. Before you know it, that duck will be sitting next to me on the couch, watching TV. I just fed it. I wasn't sure what to feed it, so I fed it crackers and bread and whatever scraps I thought ducks eat. I don't know what ducks eat. I really don't. So often I'd be sitting watching TV, and the duck would be right next to me. Chilling and sleeping or whatever. And for some reason, my nephew, Blake, he was afraid of this thing because I guess it quack, 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 and I guess it's not used to you. He would try to pick it up and be flapping his little wings and everything. It couldn't fly. I mean, it was young. I'm not sure how old it was, how many weeks or maybe a month. It had feathers. It could swim. Couldn't fly. So if anyone's a duck expert, that tells you how old the duck was. So anyway, my wife, ex-wife, first wife, whatever I call it, she was sort of fussing at me because sometimes the duck would poop on the ground. And if you ever had animals, dogs or anything, duck poop is easy to clean up. You just get a paper towel and clean it up. It's like 90% liquid. So she was always fussing. The duck was always pooping on the ground, and we had like terrazzo floors. A lot of old houses in Florida had terrazzo floors. Just, they didn't have carpet or anything. It made living there easy. So she fussed at me, so I just gave up. So okay, let me go. There's a park by our house. Let me go take it to the park and let it go. So I take the duck, hop in a little my old '84 Chevy truck before it caught on fire and burned up on me. But hop in my truck and I would take it down to took it down to the little park. Park had a big lake and everything. It was a pretty big lake actually. So I took it out there, parked, and put the duck in my arms and walked it up to the water and sort of tossed it into the water. And as I walked back, the little duck, swam fast as it could back to the bank and came back, chased back after me. I was like, oh crap. So I got the duck, went back out there. So okay, I'm gonna have to toss the duck in the water and run for it. So I did it, tossed the duck in the water and I ran for it. And this duck was able to beat me to my vehicle almost before I could get into it. So now the duck was sitting under my vehicle by the door and everything. So I'm not gonna run over it. So okay, let me get back out. Grab this duck, toss it back out there. So I did about, I don't know, about 4 times. And every time the duck would run back, and I could not make it to my truck. But where the parking was, I had to go across like a little incline and into my truck. I parked as close as I could to the lake. So I guess it's about the 5th time. I got the duck, took it out to the water, and then I had my truck running, the door open. And all I do is just do a Hail Mary sprint back to the truck, hop into it before the duck, can get there, and I'm good. I figure once I leave, the duck will look around and, just be, do duck stuff, adjust back to it being in a while because it's all duck. So anyway, I got that duck, tossed out in the water, and the minute that duck hit that water, a gator grabbed it. And I felt so guilty. I felt like absolute garbage. And I should have figured it, but I guess I didn't figure it because when I'm out there fishing, it's hard to fish in some lakes in Florida because of the alligators, the preference of alligators everywhere. You get I used to use what's called a torpedo lure. And I cast the lure out, and it hits the water, and sort of as you reel it back in, it's sort of little thing in the back spins, and it makes a little noise through the water. It's good for catching bass, and I even caught tilapia on there once, caught a gar once. The problem is, as you're casting out, hitting that water, and it hits the water, and as you reel it back in, that hitting the water part, gators start to hone in on, okay, there's something hitting the water. I think Florida, same laws as Texas. If you have out in the wild, I don't know if it's a law or just a rule, but you're not supposed to feed them. Supposed to not feed them, because once you stop feeding gators, then when they see a person, they immediately associate food to the people. So when fishing, after about there, 3rd or 4th cast, you have to change spots. Because before you know it, you're catching gators by accident. Then you have to cut your line because there's laws against reeling gators in, all that kind of stuff, and you have to have a permit to hunt gators and blah blah blah. So I should have figured that out. I guess I didn't think about it. But about the 4th, 5th time that duck hit that water, there was a gator sitting there waiting for it. And like I said, I felt so guilty. I came back home and I believe I told my wife, I said, yeah, my ex-wife, I said, yeah. So I let the duck loose and everything, and the gator got it. My nephew was scared of it, but at the same time he wanted the duck. He always tried to grab the duck, but the duck would flap his wings and he would freak him out and everything. He'll let the duck go. And he asked me about it, and about the duck, where'd the duck go? Uncle Ray, where's the duck? And I'm not gonna, I'm not a cruel person. I just told him to have the duck at the lake swimming around. Oh, I felt so guilty that day. I felt like garbage. If I would have left the duck where it was, it'd probably been okay. So, good grief. That's my story. That's my heartbreak story for the day. So I head back to my vehicle. Yeah, this is the old road 255. And you sort of, well, it's not drivable. Well, I could probably get my Jeep back here, honestly. In fact, if there's some parts you can't, because it's parts of there's some parts where in the middle there's trees and large things growing through it. But if it wasn't for those, then I could probably get my truck back here. The only problem is like this big old dip here. Cause I got a Cherokee, I got a Gladiator, so the wheelbase, it might tie a center on this part right here. I don't know. But yeah, sorry. Head back to the truck. This is a little gully, a little wash. Yeah, sometimes these roots and stuff look interesting how things are lined up. Yeah, I think one time I followed that direction one time, and this wash got so deep, so deep that once I was in the middle of it, I couldn't see over the bank either side. So let me head back to my truck. I might try to find some old forest roads to drive down today. A lot of times those forest roads are pretty to drive down. So that's all. That's all the story I have today.